All right, good morning, all. Welcome to Coffee and Craps. John here. I'm going to actually change a couple of things here. Good morning, Vip. So what are we doing today? It's Friday. Been at this for 5 straight days, as promised. Couple of announcements here. One is, if you noticed last night, hopefully you noticed, the podcast finally launched. I got it recorded last weekend, got the editing done, and we released our first ever podcast episode last night. That's available on iTunes and Spotify. I didn't do it for YouTube. I didn't want to do a video podcast that's just audio meant for your car or for your walking the dog time. So hope you enjoyed that. It was actually a ton of fun to make, and that's a whole different experience from my end of the microphone than a YouTube channel. It's way, way different. Harder in some ways, easier in some ways, but it was pretty fun to do. So today for our session, what I'm going to do is run back. I have a new table view for you to look at today, and I'd love in the comments for you to come back to me and just tell me yes or no if you like the way that I'm doing today's episode, which is because I'm talking a lot about how I throw the dice. What I want to do with the session today is give you kind of a tighter window on how I'm throwing the dice. And I do not mean to be a teacher of dice control. Let me get that clear, like super, super clear. I believe that I play craps at a really high level. Like I play, I bet, I strategize. My approach to the game, high level. When it comes to dice control, dice influence, I'm a novice. I just really started that during COVID. And I've seen it for years. I've been interested in it for years, but never actually tried it until I had time to build a table and try it out. I'm a healthy skeptic, okay, or a optimistic skeptic, whatever you want to call it. I'd like to think it's possible. I know I can't do it right now very well, but I'm in it to win it. I'm like a dog on a bone with some of these things. I find it, and I got to kind of go in there and get it. And that's where dice control is for me. It's why I started this series, because I wanted to dive in for myself, selfishly, to see about it and how it works. It's interesting. Somebody, Dr. Don't Pass, wrote this, and he said, hey, the debate and the DI stuff is good for the eyes. And it is good for the eyes, right? It helps our channel to grow, which is what it's all about. YouTube is not about me talking to 2 people. It's about me talking to thousands of people if I can do it. So yeah, dice control is an interesting topic because you do get what I say zealots on both sides of that argument that are really like way out here. The majority of us live somewhere here in the middle. And folks who want to debate and have open, honest talks about it, great. That's what the 90% of us are in here. And that's kind of what this kind of Coffee and Crafts is going to turn into, watching me work through that. So you're going to get to watch me practice how I throw the dice. I'll explain what I'm doing. Good morning, Waylon. How you doing? I'm going to explain how I'm doing it, but I'm not explaining it to teach you how to do it. This is kind of like the way that I'm going and my approach to it, which is different than everybody else's. So while I will be talking strategies as I have been, I'm going to use my Coffee and Craps time to work strategies and kind of talk with you through the things that I'm really good at, which is that, strategizing. At the same time, being a newbie, student, neophyte, whatever word you want to use, on the dice control side. And I'll let you zoom in and watch me throw. And that way we can kind of see how I'm progressing. And it's kind of a window into the way that I practice. And that's why these things are all called live practice, because I'm practicing. It was called out yesterday by a few folks that I made some mistakes dealing yesterday, which I did. I definitely didn't take one of my don't pass bets down after a point was made. I definitely threw a 7, and I thought I threw an 8. I wasn't sure on that one throw, and it turned out to be a 7. I watched it in slow-mo. So I screwed that one up too. So the money from yesterday wasn't quite perfect, but again, it's practice. I'm glad that folks like Gaynor, Rob, are so, to use this word, pedantic about getting it perfect. I love that, because practice does make perfect, and you got to turn yourself into a freaking machine to make this stuff work right. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate tosses. I've been working on the Forespin toss, the underhand thing, and you'll see my cameras are zoomed way in so you can see it. I'm going to switch sides of the table, and I'm going to go Forespin toss and then flip over and do what I'm calling the Apache toss. I don't want to use the word chopper anymore because it's not my throw. That's the Cage's throw. Cashier's Cage is the chopper guy. Watch him. He put a new video out today, actually, of him practicing, and it's his deal, right? And I don't throw it the same way that he throws it, and only because I've never had a lesson on it, right? I don't know how to throw the darn thing the right way. I throw it my way. It is a helicopter style toss, right? And I've seen a lot of folks do this. I've had some discussions about it. So I'm going to throw the helicopter. I'm going to call my version of it the Apache, just because it's a helicopter. And when I was in high school, I wanted to fly Apache helicopters. My favorite copter. It flies low. It flies slow. It's a good helicopter. So that's my thing. So I'm going to call it the Apache, the way that I throw it. For though, my podcast is called Fireside Craps. You should be able to find it. If you go to firesidecraps.com, I'll actually type it in here. I think I can type comments back to you. Firesidecraps.com. You can find it on Spotify and iTunes, both. That website there, you should be able to also listen to it, I think, through the website, and I think you can leave comments to it as well. So hopefully you'll find those. Last night was the first night, so I know I saw it on my iTunes, so hopefully it shows up on Spotify. Anyway, I'm going to go to the table, and we're going to throw a little bit. And like I said, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing as I throw. You should be able to see it pretty well, I hope. And again, comments for me. So right now is your chance to tell me, does this set of table views work for you? Okay, so what I've got here is the first. I'm going to walk across a lot, so you'll see what I've got is my iPad, my iPhone, and my overhead camera all working in concert. I'll turn the light on here. And what I've got is a view of, that's a little bit bright, isn't it? That's not going to work too well. I'll turn that off. A little too much reflection there. What I've got down here is my iPad zoomed in to my landing zone. I think you can see the entirety of it. The iPhone is zoomed in over here to my throwing station, so you can watch me set, and you can see how I'm going to release dice. That should be, it'll be a little laggy because everything's working on Wi-Fi, so we'll see how that works out. And then, of course, you've got the betting area here on the main top camera, so you can watch me do my betting, which, again, today we're about throwing, but it's always about the betting. So the strategy that I'm going to play today is the same as I've been. Somebody got cranky with me yesterday, which was good, that I'm playing it at too high a level when I go 900 across the top. Truth, I do like to see how things scale up. So I'm going to scale it back down to normal size today. And what we're going to do is, again, we're going to go with the 180 laying the back wall here, like we've been for the come out roll only. I did get a chance to talk to David and Jason. You cannot in Vegas turn lay bets off. So we're going to have to pull these down every single time, which kind of sucks. But I'm going to do my practice session with that. I want to practice the way that we play in the casino. So I'm not just going to turn them off. I'm going to pull them down. So it's 180 across. Then what I did is I have 10 sets of 30 because you're going to lose 30 on your come out roll. So this is going to let me try this 10 times. I'm going to keep this $300 totally separate from my other bankroll. I'm going to put this $300 here in the front part of my rack so I can just pull out a 30 spot every time we lose. So this front of the rack is going to kind of manage this here. What I'll do actually is put a spacer probably here in the front, and that'll be where I'll put in the back actually. This is where the 180 will go when I pull it back down. So that's how that's going to work here. Then I've got 1,000 back here, and the 1,000 back there is going to be used for during the point cycle. We're going to play everybody's favorite, the Iron Cross. I'm going to do 25, 30, 30, and 10 in the field. I think the ratio of the Iron Cross needs to be 3-to-1 to make it work. That's $95. I've got 900 here. So each time we 7 out, we're going to lose whatever's out here. I have $100 to replace it. All the profits will go over here. So if we're doing well today, we should see some profits growing here. I'll be managing the bankroll in a way to keep our profits obvious to us. I'll do this in sets of 500. And that's the plan for the day. So we'll do the Iron Cross once we're in. And I'll just do, I'll same bet it until I get even, and I'll press up from there. I'm not going to play this like I'm trying to take the house down. I'm just going to use it because it does pay on all the rolls. And since I'm trying to get longer rolls, I want to get paid every time. It'll give me a reason to track as well. So with that said, we're going to put the dice out here. And for the come out rolls, I'm just going to do the hard way set right here. Roll them to the hard ways. And I'm just going to toss them backhand par style. I'm just going to toss them out there like I'd like to get a 7. So we're going to go come out here. Let's turn the puck off. And we're going to roll. Again, $1,500 bankroll. We'll see what happens. Bingo. Come out 7. And a little story here. and again, these are off, by the way. That's going to pay us $120, 100 and actually 14 because of the VIG, so 114, which is awesome. $4 will go in across for the dealers when we get in. The reason why I threw it that way specifically is this. When I first started, I told the story before, when I first started playing around with dice control, I was pretty awful at it. And although for lots of reasons, my grip was awful. I don't know what I'm doing, you know. And I found that I threw more sevens than ever. And I realized that was because I was mechanically awful. So I'm replicating my awful mechanics right here into throwing backhand, backspin, toss. The dice are split. I'm not trying to do it right. They're all flying all over the place. And the idea is to try and be a bad dice controller. So I got a 7 and an 11. Let's get another. Now, I know somebody wrote me, I'm sorry if I forget your name, that said parlay the 7 hits. And if you can parlay them and somehow make them repeat, there's a ton of money to be had there. I'm going to run that through WinCraps. I'm going to run a progression up here on the on the lay bets, just to see what that looks like from a progression standpoint. If this is actually a good gambit or not, I just don't know. Our point's going to be 5. We're going to lose this 30, and I'm going to tell the dealers, take the lay bets down. They're going to come back to my rack. And so here in this front section, when we come out for the next point, I'll pull these back out plus one of my bullets here for 30. When I'm playing the Iron Cross, if I do win 30 at some point, I'm going to replace it in here. I'm going to try and keep this stack going as we move. So there's a 5, which I will mark. And now I'm going to go, and we're going to do the forward spin toss, the Forespin toss. And again, I'm going to roll with this set. We're going to go, and I'll show you how I'm doing it. I start with the hard ways. I roll up to a 6, and I turn it towards me. So facing me, I've got a 2 and a 3. This becomes, the set that it actually becomes in real life is the 3-2, 1-3 set. That's what it becomes, but I do it from underneath. So again, it'll be hard way set. I start everything from the hard way. So hard way set, I'm going to flip it so I can see a 6 on top. I'm going to turn it towards me so I see a 3 towards me, and that's the 3-2, 1-3 set. And again, G-Dub, I'm going to roll this up on its points, like so. So I'm grabbing it from the points here underneath, and I'm going to basically throw it like this and let it roll off the front of my fingertips. That's the idea here. And we're going to get, I'm going to roll this thing low and slow, try and trickle to the back wall as best as I can, versus throwing it high and having them land more flat and hard. I'd like the action of them rolling to the back wall. We'll see what happens. Here we go. So I'm just going to go. Hopefully you can see my release. I know I can get from here to here. I don't know how it's going to look when I let them go, so we'll see what happens here. Backing up. Dice are out. Not a bad throw. We actually hit the point on the first shot. Love that. 3-2-5 right there. Puck's going to come off. My 5 here is going to pay 35. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do with the 35 is I'm going to rack the 5. Oh, and also, I did forget. Dealers are going to be on the inside. Dealers would have got paid on that 5 too. We're going to stack them up. Okay. So the 35 that I won goes to the back here. That's going to end up being the replacement for the 30 that I lost. So kind of cool that we're essentially even. Where's that 35? I don't know what I did. I thought I put it out. Maybe I did. Anyway. Oh, it's here on the 4. I put it there on my way. Okay, so it's going to go here. So the Iron Cross, that time we got paid on one number, which is cool. It replaced what we lost out there. That's cool. We're essentially even for this hand. We're like $5 up. So I'm happy with that. We're going to come out again. Again, I'll set the all 7s here. I'm going to grip them like a rookie. I'm going to throw them like a rookie. And hopefully we'll repeat our action there. It's come out 9 that time. 5-4-9. Okay, so the Iron Cross bets will be back on. By the way, I lost the 10 there. I should have replaced that. My fault. Now we're back to the Iron Cross. Look like a cross. The point's going to become a 9. We're going to lose the 30. Ask our dealers to take our lay bets down. Back to the rack they go. Mark the 9. And we're throwing again. And again, starting with the hard ways, flip the 6, spin the 3. Grab them on the points. And here we go, nice low and slow. Wasn't a great toss. They sort of, you can tell when the dice go like this, and George is good at highlighting this stuff. The dice tell you what they do. So here's a $35 one. Let's make sure that we're straight here first. $35 on the 5. Dealers are going to get paid 2. I tell them to rack 1 and stack 1. So they're going to go ahead and get paid there. I'll put their money on this side. I'll lose the field. I'll replace the field. Okay. And this quarter I'm going to rack for now. I'm trying to get my 30 bucks back and then also pay for these bets. So that's the goal here. Anyway, the dice tell you what's going on. So you can see how far apart they are. One of the things that Cashier's Cage always teaches is he wants his dice to land flat, obviously, and stay close together. If they stay close together, your landing was square. And that's kind of the idea there, is have a square landing. And what the square landing does is it helps dissipate the energy and have them bounce off the bottom of the back wall a little bit better. When they skitter sideways like that, that means that they landed on one of the edges and it just wasn't a clean throw. And the minute they go sideways, you know that you screwed it up and it's a completely random outcome. So that's kind of the mantra here, is we want to make them land flat and straight into that back wall if we can. Dice are out. And that was better, but you saw how they kissed off the back wall there. They hit the wall great. On the way back down, they hit each other. We ended up with a good result. It's an 8, hard 8, which is going to pay 35. We're going to lose our field. We'll replace the field. We'll rack the quarter. Now we're $50 in, right? We've got to recoup whatever that is, $95 in the Iron Cross plus 30 on the other. I could be doing a double tap, and maybe next time I will double tap the Iron Cross numbers, just because that'll help us earn our keep a little bit quicker. Here we go. We're set. We're out. That was a terrible throw. They clicked on the way down. Ends up being a 6, which, again, the result is okay. Now, again, I forgot. We pay the 8. We pay the 6. Or pay the, yeah. That's the 5. I'm 1 off on the dealers. I'm on the wrong side of my table. We will lose that. We'll get paid $35. I got to mark up the 6, by the way, and the 8 for the last throw. Replace the field. Rack the quarter. Now at this point, these bets are almost paid for. The 35 that we lost is basically paid for. The next time I do this, I will double tap those numbers just to kind of see if we can earn that a little quicker. Again, it's not about the betting today. It's about track and rolls and getting ourselves kind of to a point where we feel like, the toss is getting a little bit more comfortable and smooth and kind of reliable. So here we go, dice are out. They hit nice and slow that time, but they separated. So I don't think I had a good square hit. So again, another 6 here. Another 35 on the board. 35. Lose the 10. Love the Iron Cross, right? It's feeding $10 every single time. There's 100. This essentially pays for the Iron Cross that's out there. We're still not to our 30. We need one more hit to get even for the come out loss. And then we're free to press to the speakers, as my friend G-Dub likes to say. And again, if I was double tapping things here, we could have been pressing a little bit sooner. And in fact, I think I owe the dealers a tip there. So let's get these dice out and I'll fix that. Dice are out. Much better toss that time. There's a 5. 415. Now I'm going to mark. I think I didn't mark the 6 last time, which is here, right? It's another 5 right there. The dealers are going to get paid on the 5 again. They're going to rack that. They're going to get paid on that 6 from the last throw and rack that. The next time through, they're going to press them up. So I want to get them eventually to a good place. Here we are, 35 on the 5. I can take that 30 and come over here to the rack and replace. Now I'm ready to go for the back wall lay next time, and my first $5 in profit on the shooter. So now we're actually able to free press. This is the time to go crazy with it, right? I'm going to walk over and check the comments out, see if I missed anything important over here. Let's see. You're right, Forlo. I need to have a line bet. Honest to God, I'm doing this most of the time. I'm gonna throw myself from the don't. I always forget when I practice to do this because I'm so focused on my strategy up top. I throw from the don't just because I think it makes people laugh, and I don't care about the 25 bucks that much. The 7's coming. I'm going to 7 out. You will 7 out. We all 7 out. There's a song there somewhere. So yeah, I throw from the don't. I'm that guy for sure. And you're right, Waylon. Probably take the bets down. Maybe I double tap them. Maybe I do something else. Again, it's to me, having the money out there right now during this session is giving me a reason to track rolls and just see how I do. So, I'm really just kind of curious to see how I do from the Forespin side of things versus the helicopter toss side of things. When I switch sides after I 7 out, we'll take a little bit of a comparison. So here, our first roll here with potential of profit beyond that $5 that we've racked. There's a 4, is it a 426? It is a 426. So there's our first actual roll beyond making our money back. So there's again 35. We'll pay on the 6. I'm going to press that to 60 and rack the 5. The dealers will take their payment. Next time through, they're going to get racked up. Okay, 6 up, 3 in. A bit of a forward roll here. Here we go. Dice are out. That was a little higher than I wanted for sure. We'll take the result. It's a 6, 4, 10. And I think on that last 6, I didn't take this away. I should have removed that and replaced it. It's my fault there. Sorry for that. Now I'm going to pay myself on that 10. I'm going to pick up the hard 4 and the hard 10 with those 2 nickels. And we're going to mark the 10. Okay, here we go. 6 up, 3 in. And again, let me know in the comments. I'll walk over there in a second. Can you see what I'm doing? Is my hand clear enough? Is the release and the setup clear enough in the landing zone? I want to make sure that if I do this again with this camera setup, that's valuable to you. That was a better throw. That's actually the shocker, 1, 2, 3 right there, which is good for a couple reasons. One is we get a nice, easy little field win here, which we'll pick up the hard 4 and hard 9 with. You can also mark the 3 if you're caring about the ATS at all. That's a good thing. Okay, here we go. And we're going to be out. That was a great throw. Oh my God, that felt so good. They flew together, they landed together, they stopped together. That was really good. I think they hit a little high. They hit up here, which I want them to hit down here. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with that. It's going to be a field winner 4. We're going to mark the 4 here. And with this, I'm at a $25 table. So I guess I'm not. I'm paying $10 here. I could pick up the 4 here, or I could press up. I'm going to actually press up the 4 and the 10 with that $10 win. I'm trying to, again, home run the hard ways here a little bit to some degree. So we'll do that. And I guess if I was playing at a true $25 table simulation here, we would have to have 75 across on the inside numbers rather, and 25 in the field. I don't want to play at that high a level today because folks that watch us want to see the game played at a level that most folks can afford. So there's a 415. We'll mark that 5. It's going to be here. And we're going to get the dealers on the 5. They're going to rack 1 and stack 1, which is really cool. We're going to lose our $10. 5's going to pay 25, 35. We'll put the field numbers back in, go to 50 on the 5. Okay, here we go. Dice are out. Little sideways hit there, but that's okay. It's a 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. We'll mark up that 4. We're going to lose our hard 4, which is unfortunate, but we're going to get paid in the field, so it's a wash. I'm going to put that right back. When I play the Iron Cross, which I typically don't, by the way, but when I do play it, I feel like the field wins, the field money is there to give me something else to do. Like that, I take that field money and like I'm doing here, I'm betting hard ways with it, or I may take that and use it as odds on a come bet or drop it into my pass line odds or whatever. It's just, this is kind of like free bet money here. There's a 6, 4, 10. 6, 4, 10. Let's mark that up. I don't think that I marked that last 4. I forget if I did. I'll not mark it because I don't know if I did. We'll lose our hard 10. We'll get paid in the field though, back on the hard 10. That becomes a wash on the hard ways until one of them hits for real now. Now we're just going for the 70 bucks out there on the hard ways. And I think my friend Andrew from Craps Thunder is watching me going, why are you not parlaying the field? I probably should be parlaying the field, but again, I'm here to track my rolls more than to win. That was actually a pretty good throw. 5, 3, 8 that time. 5, 3, 8. We're going to mark that up. There's the 8s on the front here. Doers are going to get paid. They're going to stack 1 here. This is going to pay, 8's going to pay 35. We'll lose our field bet. I'm going to make the 8 look like 60 and go back to the field. If I'm not mistaken, I've not yet hit the point. You know how this is, right? When you're rolling and you're talking and you're doing your thing, you can get lost in sometimes where you are. So I think I have not hit the point. I'm 90% sure we're okay with being accurate. Not a bad roll there. Again, that's the 1, 2, 3 shucker again. So no effect anywhere other than a little bit of love on the field. Let's stack up the 4 and the 10. I'll mark up the 3 as though it matters. And we're just the aces away from the small here, which is kind of nice. Okay, here we go. Dice are going to be out. Not bad. I wish you guys could see the flight path here, but one die flew high, one die flew low. They ended up landing in a good spot and a good result, obviously, with the 6 here. But yeah, it wasn't the greatest flight. So dealers are going to get paid 2. They're going to rack 1, and they're going to stack 1. We're going to get paid 70 on our 6. I'm going to bring that to 120. And what I'll do is actually change that in for a black. We'll go to 120. We're going to lose our 10 here. And rack our 10 there. So that's going to go here. And there we go. Did I mark that 6? I don't think I did. I'll mark it again as a counter. So here we go with the 6 up, 3 in. Dice are out. A little too hard on that one. It's a 5, 2, 7. We're out. Okay. So lesson to be learned here. I'll always say the same thing when we play this style of going. Deer was actually made about $9 there, which is cool. The don't pass will get paid. Everything else gets taken. And as with any time you play the Iron Cross, it feels like you won. But did you? I mean, this 100 came from the back wall gambit. We did win, aside from that don't pass win, $125, okay? 125 on, look at all the rolls that we had. And I think I actually missed a 6 in there too. So I'm going to count those white chips here in a minute. That was actually a pretty good roll. Okay, let's count the whites up. This is the length of the roll here. So I've got, I think that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. That's 6, sorry. 5, 10, 15. That's a 19 rolls. Okay, 19 rolls isn't bad for a practice session. 19 rolls, you made 125. That's shameful, right? That's the problem with the Iron Cross, I think, and especially when you're doing it the way I'm doing it here, which is same bet, same bet, same bet, same bet. I took 19 hits and won $100 and some. That's not good. So lesson learned there, right? The Iron Cross is not necessarily a winning strategy unless you are actually pressing things up from the get, if I was pressing from get, we would have been okay there. But yeah, you're just kind of throwing money away. And again, the field wins, great. We put them on the hard ways. We ended up losing about 40 bucks on hard ways there. I think hard ways are a good play, but in that particular case, didn't work at all. So it's fine, right? I'm happy with getting the 19 rolls. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to check chat here real quick, and then I'm going to switch over to the helicopter toss, and we'll call it here. So Justin Davis, how you doing, my friend? I see that Joe's here as well, and of course MLB. Man, great game last night. Hell of a game last night. That was awesome. Yeah, I love playoff baseball. All right, so from this side, it's going to be a little harder for you to see things, but I'm going to do the same dice set. Again, we're going to flip the 6 up. I'm going to turn the 3 towards me. So it's the 3, 2, 1, 3 set. And what I do with this is I stack them like this. Okay, when I do the helicopter toss, I get my set the way I want it, and then I literally pull them and I stack them straight up. Some people get their set and they stack them up like this. Okay, I don't know that I have more success or less success either way. This is just the way that I do it, and for me it works. So hopefully you can see the stack here. And when I grip them with my middle finger, my thumb, like so. And when I throw them, I'm going to throw them straight and snap my fingers. And that will give them a nice helicopter spin. Now, I also cock my wrist a little bit so that when I snap my fingers, I'll do it here, and so you can, when I snap my fingers here, if I just did like this, they would fly kind of cockeyed. I want them to be perfectly straight up and down, perpendicular to the ground. So I actually cock and I throw and I flick my wrist here or flick my fingers at the very end of the throw to keep them horizontally spinning. Now, the first throw out of the gate, again, it's not going to be that. It's going to be the hard ways, par style, shitty throw on purpose. It's got our back wall laid back. Okay. Oh, I dropped all the chips. It was not pretty. Here we go. Back wall is laid. Those bets are active. Bad grip, bad throw. Hopefully we get a 7 here. What do we have? A 6-5 yo. Is that what that is, or is that a 10? I can't see. That's a 10. Okay, so the point's going to be 10. We're going to lose that 10. Dealer pull these down. So we're going to pull those back to our rack. And again, trying to win if we can with $100. We're going to go ahead and go, lost one. 5, 6, and 8 for 30. 10 in the field. 5 change. To the rack we go. 10's going to be our point. We'll mark it up. We'll see if we can't get the Apache throw to work for us here today. I haven't thrown this one in a while. I've been working so hard on the other throw style that this one's kind of left my radar. So we'll see how we can show some muscle memory here. And here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and get him set on the points. Get my middle finger where I want it. And off we go. Super flat landing. They just trickled in. That was beautiful. Just what I wanted. It's going to be a 5-1-6. Now this time, I'll do what I said last time. We'll see if we can't do a little better. And again, the toss, I have no idea how it's going to be, so we'll find out. We're going to lose our field. We're going to go 35 on the 6. I'm going to go ahead and press that up to 60. We're going to rack the 5, take the 5 from the 4, replace the field bet. And I'm going to just double tap the numbers here to try and earn money quicker and get back to hopefully some more aggressive pressing when I have the clarity to do so. So 6 up, 3 in. There's the set. Flip them up. And they're out. That's another 6, the repeater. They landed harder than I wanted to, but I'll take it. Like I said, I like to have them trickle in. That's going to pay $70. We're going to lose this field. Obviously, we're going to take 10 from our 70 and replace the field. And now we're going to go to 120. So we'll take the greens for a black and take it to 120. And I'm going to take one more hit on that 6 if I can get it, and then we'll pull it down. That's 2 hits on the 6. One more hit to the 6, and we'll actually be even and above for this hand here. So let's go ahead and get that done. Okay, 6 up, 3 in. like so. Stack them. We'll let them fly here. They hit sideways. You saw how they kind of skittered in the they hit here and they rolled way straight left. So did not hit square. You can tell when the points hit the felt, they just go opposite direction of that point. That's physics for you. There's a 1, 3, 4. It's going to pay in the field. We'll mark it up. Actually, I've got 3 6s. I'm sorry. There was no. Yeah, 2 6s. Right? Go to 60, go to 1. Yeah, 2 6s here, 1 4 there, 1 4 here. We're good. Paid up. We're going to take this and grab the hard ways with it. Let's get that 6. And again, I think I said this yesterday, but these 2 tosses that I do, for me, better than the backhand par toss, because that backhand motion for my shoulder, it actually is not comfortable at all. And I think that's why I'm not so good. With this throw, my shoulder's at a different angle. So the rotator cuff surgeries don't impact this at all. It just feels comfortable. And so does the toss on the left side too has the same feeling for me. So there's the shocker. 1, 2, 3. That time we got no rotation at all. Here we go. We're going to take that. We're going to grab up the other 2 hard ways. And now we're pretty much set. Okay, here we go. Flipped up. Grip tight. Yuck. Another one where they just skittered in 2 different directions on me. So I can tell that I am not landing them flat. When this toss lands flat, you saw that 1. There's another 3 that'll pay us, and we'll get paid in the field again. And again, I'm going to take this. We're just going to rack up or stack up the 4 and the 10. When they hit on the edge, they don't hit square. They hit on the edge. They're going to go in the opposite direction. That's Albert Einstein at work for you right there. So that's why we always say you gotta land them flat. Gotta land them flat. That's the number one thing with this or any toss really. That flat landing is the secret. So here we go. Flat them up. Okay, dice are out. Much better. That one landed perfect. There's a hard 8 for us, which is beautiful. Okay, the hard 8. So what will happen here on the hard 8 is this. We're going to lose the field. Okay. Oh, that goes not to my rack. Goes to the house's rack. The 8's going to pay 35. We'll replace the field bet. I'm going to take 10 from the rack. Or I'm going to take, did I not have 5 on there? Sorry, I think I took 5 from here and paid there. Anyway, that replaces that. We have a quarter left. I'm going to need to grab some reds here from the rack. Okay, I'm going to take this 8 up to 60. Okay, and we'll put that in here. The hard 8 over here is going to pay 9 to 1. So 9 times 5, 45, 25, 35, 45. I'm going to press up both the 8 and the 6 and throw 30 bucks in the rack. So I think I got all that paid right. I think. I'm going to mark the 8 over here too. Mark the 8. Here we go. Now I may have to cut this session short because I've actually got a class that starts at 9 o'clock. So I'm going to have to probably take a few more rolls here. If I don't 7 out, we'll summarize and I'll cut it off. But let's see how we can do here. Dice are out. Wow, that was a great throw. If I do say so myself, that throw was friggin' beautiful. 5, 3, 8. Now again, we're going to burn. We're going to burn 10 here. We're going to burn 10 here. I'm okay with that. This pays 70. So there's 50 and there's 70. Okay. Again, I'm going to take this. Did I pay enough? Yeah. This is going to go to 120, just like the 6. There's 1, 120. Replace the field. I'm going to take this and spread it out. So instead of having a pressed up 6, I've got 5 back on the 6 and the 8 for the hard ways. So I don't pull out of my rack. I'm just going to repurpose some of that money down there just to make sure I've got the coverage that I want. And off we go. Here we go. Let's get a 6 or an 8 hit here and call this a profitable day. Let's do it. Nice route. Not a bad toss. It's a 1, 3, 4. We'll take it. Let's mark the 4. Let's pay the field. And we're going to stack up the 9 or the 5 or the 6 and the 8 hard ways. What time is it actually? It is 8:50, so I'll go for another 3 or 4 minutes here, and we'll call it, which is good. That's a pretty good throwing day today. Kind of happy with this. Okay, there is the 6 on top, the 3 facing me, stacked up. Got the points. Pretty okay roll. What is that, a 10? It's an easy 10. I'll take that. Again, it's going to be a wash here. We're going to lose our hard 10, lose that 10, but we get paid 10 in the field. I'm going to put that right back to the hard 10. Okay, we'll mark that up. I may have forgotten to mark a few of these along the way, so, oh, that was the point also. That was the point. Great. Okay, that's actually a perfect time to end because, again, I got to get to my day job here. Let's pull the money down. Okay, this is like your wife tapping you on the shoulder. It's like, it's time for dinner, babe. Let's go. So I'll pull all this down, and we'll see where we landed here from a profiting standpoint. Let's get this counted up real quick. There's 5. Come on there, Johnny. Stacks of 5. There's 100. Okay, here's going to be 4. That's 200 right there. 1, 2, and all together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a nickel. So all told in that session, and again, let's make sure we're covered over here too. Make sure I got enough money to replace my losses from 4. There's that. There's 100. I'm going to turn that back in for 5. Sorry. There's our $1,000 that we started with from the Iron Cross. Okay, that's our $1,000, 10 shots at this. This rack over here, it does need to be replaced a little bit. I'm going to take, again, 4 quarters for that one. Because there's our 30 that replaces what we lost on that last shot. So our technical profit, here's our rack being back at total starting point. 300, 75, 80, 90. 390 in a few minutes. Decent rolls today. That last roll was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 rolls. I think I missed a couple in there, so it's probably 10, we'll call it. And I hadn't 7'd out yet, but I got to get to work. So not a bad morning. I'll take that. Both tosses did really good today. Unlike previous days where both tosses have not done quite so well. So felt pretty good out of the hand all morning, pretty good. So, I mean, again, today, I'm seeing some comments here. Today is not about the betting, right? And Waylon's putting this, of course. And yes, I would have made a killing today with the 410 parlay. Today would have been a great day to do the parlays, the 410 stuff. But again, I did the Iron Cross because I wanted to see money flowing. And honestly, when I'm playing and dealing, and the Iron Cross is what I'm playing with, the dealing is harder because you got to take care of all the different stuff. And frankly, forcing my brain to be plugged in is good, especially in the morning. So I like to do the Iron Cross when I'm betting when I'm practice throwing, because it's harder on the math. And I have to think about the presses, which is actually a good thing. I like to challenge myself a little bit. So yeah, good session. Thanks for watching. And again, let me know how you all felt about the table view. Could you see the hand well enough? Was it worth me keeping that view up? That's one thing I want to know. And was things clear enough on the landing zone? So hopefully that all worked out. And again, I'm 9 feet away, so I'm stick left 1, stick right 1, essentially is where I'm throwing from in my table view here. I'm trying to keep this thing as legit as possible, and it's really about dialing in those 2 throws. And I think today I made some progress. I felt probably 6 out of 60% or so of the throws were where I would have said I was happy with them. So I'm getting much more to the G-dub and the cashier's cage level of 100%. I'm working towards you guys. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of my practices, right? This is, again, peel back the onion, let you see what I go through every day. And I think it's kind of fun to flick the camera on and just do this. So That said, enjoy the podcast. Hopefully you like that. I'm looking forward to your comments there, and I will see you all on Monday morning at 8 o'clock. Have a great weekend. Be safe. And again, thanks for subscribing and liking and all the things that you do. The channel's growing, and I appreciate all of you. God bless everybody. Have a good weekend.